An interview can be one of the most exciting and thrilling and at the same time nerve-wracking and anxiety-driven events that you can participate in. We recognize that it's a great opportunity to sell yourself and ultimately get the job, but there's a lot of stress involved. Hi, my name is Charles and I'm with The Edge. I'm excited to have an opportunity to take you on a three-step process to get you prepared for the interview, to show you how to professionally represent yourself during the interview, and to how to follow up and have great success post-interview. Let's start by making sure that you're adequately prepared for the interview. Don't take for granted that you know exactly what kind of interview it will be without doing that homework. There are a variety of interview types that you might be asked to participate in. It might be an initial phone screening, or maybe a screening over the internet using Skype. It might be a hiring manager interview, which will bring with it another layer of preparation. Maybe it's just an initial conversation with an HR representative. Perhaps it's a panel interview where you're interviewing with multiple individuals at the same time. It could be a series of interviews where you're interviewing with multiple individuals one after another. Regardless of the kind of interview, it's important to make sure that you know what interview type you should be prepared for. Having said that, there are 5 basic steps to prepare you successfully for any kind of interview. Step number 1, review the job description. If you want to get an idea of what to expect and really get a sense as to what the company is looking for, reread the job description. It will provide lots of clues as to the kind of skills and qualifications that the company values and areas that they expect people to stand up and represent themselves. Read the job description for those key clues to prepare yourself. Step number 2, do your research. Homework is critically important for any kind of interview preparation. Start with the company website, and in particular, visit the About Us link on the company webpage. There, you'll get a look at the company's leadership team. You might even have an opportunity to read a mission or vision statement. This will let you know if you align with the company's values and if you both are headed in the right direction. Company's website will give you a good impression as to their products and services, as well as their size and the scope of their business, or the products that they produce. Don't stop with the company website, though. The company website is really like a blind date. It's their best first impression. You want to dig deeper and get some inside information. For that, I would encourage you to visit glassdoor.com and create a complete profile on linkedin.com. Glassdoor is a user review site. What that means is you can read thousands of user reviews for different companies across the country. You can read feedback and get advice from individuals that have worked at the company in the past or might currently still be working there. Glassdoor will also provide you some salary information, so you can get an expectation as to what kind of living you could earn working for that company. LinkedIn.com is the internet's leading professional networking site. Thousands, millions of professionals have profiles on LinkedIn. It's a great way to build your professional network and potentially get connected with someone that works at the company where you're hoping to interview. What better inside information can you get than from someone that actually works there? Be sure you have a profile on LinkedIn.com and that you're using it on a regular basis to get connected with people and grow your professional network. Step number 3, print out the directions to the interview, and if you have an opportunity, even do a dry run. You want to give yourself a great opportunity to make sure that you're not on time, because if you're on time, you're late. The other disadvantage is to arrive too early. 30 minutes early is a big no-no. You can come across as desperate, or worse, you might even be an inconvenience for the company. The ballpark that you want to shoot for is 10 to 15 minutes early. That's a great window. It gives you plenty of time to get your car parked, or if you're using public transportation, to arrive on site, to make it into the facility, greet someone that will direct you to where you could wait for the interviewer, and perhaps even fill out some paperwork. If you have an opportunity to practice getting to the location ahead of time, you'll feel that much more comfortable and be that much more prepared. If you happen to arrive very early for the interview, no worries. Just spend the time in the parking lot, outside of the facility. Practice some questions. Go over your research. Think about what you'd want to ask the interviewer. Mentally prepare yourself so that when you walk into the building, you're ready to win and be successful. Step number 4, prepare some questions to ask. It's critically important that you remember and recognize the interview is not just about the company evaluating you. It really is a two-way street. You need to be evaluating the organization as well. Are they a good fit for you? Is this the kind of place that you would want to go to on a regular basis? Can you see yourself arriving at this place 5 days a week and being here for 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on the kind of role that you have? You should be evaluating the organization while they're evaluating you and determine if your personality fits with them and vice versa. It's a conversation. It's not an interrogation. So prepare some questions to ask ahead of time so that you can feel comfortable making a decision once you're given an offer. And step number 5, know your bottom line. It's unlikely that you're going to get into a salary conversation during the first interview, but you also don't want to be caught off guard. Find out, based on your own research and information, how much you need to live on in order to maintain the standard of living you and your family have become accustomed to. Now, that's not to say that you might not have to tighten the belt a little bit and cut back on some things, but you really need to know what's the minimum you can accept in order to provide for you and your household. Do that work ahead of time so that if you are engaged in a salary conversation during the first interview, you're prepared. The worst thing that we can do is give any reason to the interviewer to think that we aren't fully prepared for any situation that may arise. You do those 5 basic steps, and you're going to put yourself in a great position to be successful as you prepare for the interview. Do your homework, print out some questions, get the directions, ask some questions, and know your bottom line. Do that, and you're going to be a success. I can't wait till we get together and I can coach you through being successful during the interview. This is Charles. Welcome to The Edge.